Hey everyone, as always, Dylan Miller Prospecting, and it's finals time for my Paydirt Championship. We started with 16 sellers, and now we're down to the top 4 sellers. BillsDirt.com, GoldNuggetMan.com, GoldNuggetSales.com, and VendettaProspecting.com. So these 4 sellers are going to battle it out to see which 2 sellers move on to the Paydirt Championship, and then who wins the Paydirt Championship for 2023. So let's just go to the overhead and check out the 4 bags of Paydirt I had a secret shopper buy for me. As you saw, I flashed up the description for these 4 bags or bottle of Paydirt I had my secret shopper buy from these sellers, and that will come into play at the end of this video because I do add in description to my criteria when I review these sellers. And now let's weigh them all up to see if they are the amount stated in the descriptions. For Bill's Dirt, it is supposed to be 1 pound, and we have 1 pound 4.9 ounces. Gold Nugget Sales is supposed to be approximately 12 ounces, and we have 15. Vendetta is supposed to be 1 pound. And there you go, 1 pound, almost 2 pounds. And Gold Nugget Man is supposed to be half of a pound. And there we go, 8.8 ounces. And I have weighed up the bottles before, and they are less than 0.8, so you are getting 8 ounces of material. And with the Gold Nugget Man, one of the things I want to point out is they do come with these really nice envelopes and these cards with the certificate of authenticity. I can't really show you the other side. My secret shopper's info is on there. But one thing I just had a chuckle about, and this does not affect the review in any way. Well, maybe it does. You'll have to find out in a second. But I do like this. It says, friendly suggestion for your enjoyment. We strongly suggest do not screen or classify your Paydirt. Doing so will remove larger, beautiful gold nugget pickers from the panning dirt, reducing the excitement and joy of your panning experience. You may see others on YouTube who classify or screen their Paydirt before panning. That would be a mistake with Gold Nugget Man Premium's high-grade Paydirt. So I'm guessing they've seen one of my videos or somebody else's videos that does this. And I have to say, this is really fine cardstock paper. It probably cost them 2 to 3 cents to make this. They could just put it in the description. And if you read the description earlier when I flashed it up, this information is not in their description. They could easily put this in the description, not use these cards, save themselves a couple pennies every time they send out one of these mailers. So in the end, that part of the description missing might hurt them or it might help them. We'll have to find out at the end of this video. Now, each one of these was guaranteed 1 gram of gold. And based on the spot price when my secret shopper purchased these, Bill's Dirt should have a minimum ROI of 78.58%. Gold Nugget Man, 63.37%. Gold Nugget Sales, 79.74%. And Vendetta at 74.59%. So based on what you're guaranteed when you go to their websites, Gold Nugget Man should lose this battle for the ROI, and Gold Nugget Sales should get the win. The average is 74.07%, but we'll have to see after we've recovered all the gold, because in the quarterfinals, the average was 86.11%. So I expect these ROIs to go much higher than the stated that you see on the websites. We'll just have to find out how much. But the only way to do that is to pan out the material, and that's what we're going to do. We're not going to classify them or anything else. We're just going to pan them out one by one, and then we'll be right back with the results.
I'll ask you the same as your heart is blank. The childish games we play. Feel the same, love, feel the same. And I'm catching my breath today. And it's true, well, I've been waiting on you. How long does it take to get out of this place? I'm settling in the blues, and I might throw a fit out of spite. This floor's too damn cold, I'm waking up with mold covering my eyes. In my backyard, I like you alive. Feel the same, Lord, feel the same. And I'm catching my breath today. I remember seeing you at your look, trying to hide out the car window. Felt the same, Lord, felt the same. But I guess we were meant to stay, meant to stay. And it's true, well, I've been waiting on you. How long does it take to get out of this place? I'm settling in the blues, and I might throw my feet out of spite. This floor's too damn cold, I'm waking up alone, covering my eyes, oh, covering my eyes.
Well, finished panning everything out as you saw, because I'm only doing a long version for these finals. So you got to see me pan out all 4 sellers' Paydyrts, and you also got to see me find all of this gold. Got some nice piles here. Bill's Dirt, Gold Nugget Man, Gold Nugget Sales, and Vendetta Prospecting. And now let's start weighing them up, starting with Bill's Dirt. And again, all these bags were guaranteed 1 gram of gold. And there we go, 1.055 from Bill's Dirt. Gold Nugget Man had the chunkier of the sellers. And there we go, 1.270 gram. 1.275 grams. Here, we're going to weigh it again just to see. All right, 1.275 grams. Gold Nugget Sales. $1.070, and then lastly, Vendetta Prospecting. And this was probably the dirtiest and hardest of the Paydyrts to pan out. A lot more fine gold in this one. Can't make up its mind. There we go. 1.105s from Vendetta Prospecting. All right, finished calculating my ROIs, writing my reviews, and let's see which two teams are going to move on to the championships. Well, before I do that, I do have two things I need to say. First, number one, I think all four of these sellers are winners. I think no matter what, if you bought a bag of Paydirt from any of these sellers, you would be extremely happy with it. Unfortunately, for the championship, two of these sellers are going to have to say bye-bye, but I think all four are winners. The other thing is, right before I started shooting this, Vendetta Prospecting sent me a text asking me to remove him from this battle. But I'm not going to do that. He earned his spot here, and we will just have to see if he moves forward or not. And if he does move forward and his shop is closed, then the number 3 seller will move forward. Just like happened previously in one of my videos where Blue Tundra Gold stopped selling Paydirt and Gold Nugget Man moved forward. So we're going to let the numbers fall where they will, because I think all four of these sellers earned their spot here, and we're going to just have to see which two move forward. Now again, all four of these Paydirts were 1 gram bags or bottles and were guaranteed 1 gram of gold. Now Bill's Dirt cost $75 with free shipping for a grand total of $75. Now the gold I recovered, 1.055 grams. The gold spot for all four of these sellers was $58.93, which means the gold I found from billsdirt.com was worth $62.17. Now with Gold Nugget Man, his 1 gram bottle was $93 with free shipping for a grand total of $93. I recovered 1.275 grams of gold worth $75.14. Gold Nugget sales was $66.95 with $6.95 shipping for a grand total of $73.90. I recovered 1.070 grams of gold worth $63.06. And lastly, Vendetta Prospecting was $79, free shipping, grand total $79. I recovered 1.105 grams worth $65.12. And now let's get to the ROIs. For Bill's Dirt, it ended up at 82.89%, or on my scale, an 8.3. Gold Nugget Man, 80.80%, or 8.1. Gold Nugget Sales, 85.33%, or an 8.5, and Vendetta Prospecting at 82.43%, or an 8.2. Now again, just like every other part of these battles, from the semifinals to the quarterfinals, I am going to leave the fun factor the exact same as the ROI. And that's an 8.3, an 8.1, an 8.5, and an 8.2. Now for description, I decided for the rest of these, I was going to be a lot tougher grading them than I typically am. So for description, where I normally would have given them 2 points, I only gave them 1 point. And here are the 10 things I was looking for in their descriptions: the weight of the product, amount of gold, what size the gold will be, where the gold is from, where the dirt is from, if the dirt has been classified down, if the Paydirt is difficult, if the Paydirt is dry or wet, if the Paydirt has organics or other materials, foreign materials, and lastly, if there's a video or a demonstration of the Paydirt. So those are the 10 things I was looking for, and not one of these sellers scored a 10. But here we go. Here's the descriptions. Bill's Dirt got a 5. Gold Nugget Man got a 5. Gold Nugget Sales just topped everyone off with a 7. And Vendetta Prospecting got a 6. Now, I will say with Vendetta Prospecting, it depends on which bag you get. Some of his bags have a little bit better description. I noticed one of the other bags I had was actually a 7, but this bag for the Summer Love was actually a 6. And next we move on to quantity and packaging, and there wasn't really much I could over or undergrade them. Bill got a 10, Gold Nugget Man got a 10, Gold Nugget Sales got a 9, and Vendetta got a 10. The only one who didn't score a 10 was Gold Nugget Sales, because he's the only one who didn't double bag his product. It just came in a regular packaging with the bag inside. And that's one thing, as his prices are so much lower than everyone else's, with his ROI being so high, I think he can afford to jump up from $73.90 to $74.50, spend an extra 60 cents double bagging it, just so a customer doesn't lose all their gold, and then you have to replace it. That 50 cents will go a long way over multiple things of bags breaking. But I don't know, maybe he's never had a bag broken in transit. Maybe his bags are better than everyone else's. That's just, my thoughts. And lastly, we're going to go to customer service and shipping, where everyone got a 9 except for Gold Nugget Man 10. Now, I made a brand new email. I sent them off to every one of these sellers and asked them a whole bunch of questions, and they all replied within an hour of each other. I mean, it was literally just pop, 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 pop. They were all replied to me, and I was so happy with that. But then I realized I needed something to grade them to see which one was better than the other ones. And I have to say, Gold Nugget Man went way on above and beyond. Not only did he answer all the questions, but then he left me his phone number and said to call him in the next few minutes, and he was available. And there's not many sellers that will tell you, hey, give me a call so they can sell you a bag of Paydirt, and especially, take all that time to sell you a 1 gram bag of Paydirt. So Gold Nugget Man definitely went above and beyond, and that's why they got a 10 and the other 3 got a 9. And now for the final scores. We have Bill's Dirt at an 8.1, Gold Nugget Man with an 8.2, Gold Nugget Sales with an 8.4, and Vendetta Prospecting with an 8.3. And I can't tell you how close these were. If you go, my software only goes from an 8 to a 0.2. It doesn't go the next digit over. But Gold Nugget Man was actually 8.24, and Vendetta Prospecting is actually 8.28. So they were so close. It just rounded Gold Nugget Man down and Vendetta Prospecting up, but they were extremely close. And again, I think all 4 of these sellers are great sellers, and I think you'd be extremely happy with any one of them. But the 2 sellers moving on to the championship will be Gold Nugget Sales and Vendetta Prospecting. And again, as I said earlier, if Vendetta Prospecting is close when my secret shopper decides to order some Paydirt, then he will be eliminated and Gold Nugget Man will move forward yet again. And I'm starting to think Gold Nugget Man might be knocking off some of his competition to move forward. But that's how it rolls. And that was something I stated much earlier in all my videos. If somebody couldn't move forward, then the next lower spot would move forward. And that just so happens to be Gold Nugget Man. So for the championships, it's either going to be Gold Nugget Sales versus Vendetta Prospecting or Gold Nugget Sales versus Gold Nugget Man. And I think that would be a great battle to see. But we'll just have to find out next month. But that's going to be it. Thanks for watching. Happy panning. And if you're not already a subscriber, think about hitting that subscribe button below. And if you are a subscriber and you want to support this channel, you can check me out at patreon.com/Miller Prospecting.